On some days it's much harder to get onto the mat to even envisage time for a practice. So on those days, really nice to start on our backs so that there's a sense of support, that we can move into our bodies gently, and from there the energy will arise. So welcome to this YouTube channel, sharing 2 free classes a week, and welcome to this class. You know by now that I'm big into alignment, Iyengar and fusion, with flow, representing the background of my 30 years of yogic exploration. So gathering your yoga kit, whatever you've got, whatever you can use around the house, hit pause if you need to, and let's come and meet on the mat, right here in Sirsasana. So our first alignment, spreading the sit bones apart, broadening the anal mouth, and connecting from the base, the root, to the crown of the head. Closing the eyes and feeling that vertical line of ascension and that vertical line of descension. Running the inhale up it, running the exhale down it. And with each breath it becomes more and more tangible with all of our inner senses. And then gently allowing the eyelids to open, but keeping our connection with the inner, both physical body and energetic body, as we come forward to Yoga Mudra. Long deep inhales and long deep exhales. And then walking the hands to the right, both lengthening forward and twisting. The inhale is the lengthening, the exhale is the twisting. And then walking the hands to the left. Making the breath specific to different movements. And in this way also harnessing the mind, making it pay attention. And then up and changing the cross of our ankles. Re-widening our sit bones apart. Having a moment of connection of the root chakra with the crown chakra and the line between them. Inhaling up that line. Exhaling down that line. And now coming forward, Yoga Mudra. Really encouraging the fullness of the breath to sweep through the system. And then walking the hands to the right. The inhale is doing the lengthening, and the exhale is helping us to yield, to twist, to turn. And then back up and to the left. And then rising back up. And coming off our blankets, just moving them to the side and coming to lie down on our mats. Bringing both knees towards the chest, Dvipala Sutta Pavanamuktasana. Using this pose as an entry into more and more evenness and detail, watching. Are the insides of our feet really lined up? The inner big toes, the inner ankles, the inner heels. And then looking at our knees, are our inner knees lined up? Are they touching? And within this construct, keeping the breath fluid, lengthening, deepening. And feeling the left back hip on the ground and feeling the right back hip on the ground. Do they also have a sense of evenness? And if they don't, what could you do to make them more even? And what of the shoulder blades? The right shoulder blade, the left shoulder blade? Can you roll the front shoulders back and get the shoulder blades to move up into the back more, towards the sky? And what are the different sensations between each shoulder blade? Is one pressing more down into the earth? Is one lifting up more? What could you do to adjust and feel more symmetry between the left and right upper back? And then extending the arms out to the side and moving the calves away from the backs of the thighs. We're coming to Jatara Parivartanasana variation 1, inhaling and exhaling the knees to the right so that they're in line with the hips. And then turning and twisting the torso, the head to the left. Now increase the length of the inhale, increase the length of the exhale. The inhale keeping that verticalness in the inner body, that lengtheningness, and the exhale twisting around that. And then bringing the legs back up and just making sure that we're really in the middle of the mat. So tuning in with our back bodies, igniting our intelligence there. And now bring the feet back up, arms to the side, calves away from the thighs. Inhale. And exhale, knees to the left. Jatara Parivartanasana, preparation 1. Re-stretch those arms. Trying to be present everywhere in the body. From the tips of the fingers to the tips of the toes and everything in between. Working the breath so that it aids the movement, it directionalizes it. And then bringing the legs back up and feet to the ground. Make sure we're centralized. Re-extend the arms. Jatara Parivartanasana, preparation 2. Bring the calves to the thighs, the knees closer towards you. Inhale. And exhale the knees to the right elbow, or as high up as the body will allow. And turning and twisting to the left. Re-lengthen the breath. Keep stretching the arms apart. And then bringing the knees back up, feet to the ground. Check that we're right in the middle. Extend the arms. Preparing for preparation 2 on the left. Inhale. And exhale, knees to the left elbow, or as high up as you can go, and turn and twist to the right. With each exhale, twisting more, stretching the hands apart from each other. And then bringing the legs back up and feet to the ground. Rolling up and coming to Vajrasana with our toes turned under. Turning the fingertips back towards us. And stretching down the length of the inner arms as we stretch out the roots of the toes. Each inhale, visualize it, bringing fresh prana into the system. And each exhale, expelling that which is no longer needed, wanted. And then releasing. You might need your blanket or a prop for the next one. Yoga Mudasana, Gomugasana 3. Onto our hands and knees, lift the left knee up, cross it behind the right, widen the feet apart, and come and sit either on a support or on the ground. Pick what's best for you. Widen the feet so that you can read them from the left to the right as much as possible. And exhaling forward, Yoga Mudra. Keep walking the hands forward, watching the arms so they stay long and vibrant. And send each exhale into the hips, into the lower back, into the groin, the area that's feeling the most. And now walking the hands to the right. One arm is keeping us long and one arm is bent to help us twist. So dual action with the breath. Inhaling and exhaling, twisting. One more, inhaling and exhaling, twisting. And to the left hand side. So the right arm is lengthening us and the exhale is helping us to twist. And dividing the breath into that movement. And then coming back up, back onto our hands and knees and changing sides. Right knee behind the left, widening the feet. Breathing them from left to right, taking whatever supports we need and exhaling forward. Yoga Mudrasana and Urdhva Dhanurasana. Keep walking those hands forward. And keep sending the exhalation like a stream of soothingness into the areas that feel the tightest, that feel the most. And now walking the hands to the right and beginning to split the breath. So the inhale creating that length and the exhale creating that twistiness. And now to the left. Finding the usefulness of each part of the breath. Up, back onto the hands and knees, and releasing back to Vajrasana. Okay, we're going to come to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. So things are getting a little more vibrant. We can feel our energy circulating, a brighter sensation, a willingness to engage in something that's away from the floor or not quite as much on it. So lining up the hands, lining up the knees with the hands, spreading the fingers widely. Let's turn our toes under and find our first Adho Mukha Svanasana. Purposefully lift the heels on this first one. And as you lift the heels, re-lift the sit bones to the sky. So you're getting the maximum extension from the sit bones, which creates the maximum extension in the lower third of the spine. Straighten the legs completely, straighten the arms completely, and relax the head completely. Full deep breaths. And now we're going to bring our left foot to the middle, and we're going to step our right leg forward, finding simplified Paschimottanasana. If you can't reach the floor, you can of course take blocks underneath the hands to try to straighten the legs and walk the hands or the blocks with the hands on them forward and exhale the head down. Full deep inhale, full deep exhale. Begin to grip the legs now. So you're gripping the quadricep muscles up. You're pushing the quadricep muscles to the thigh bones. You're getting maximum engagement from the legs and from the roots of the thighs. And then changing legs, left leg forward and right leg back. simplified Paschimottanasana. Feel the beauty of opening those legs. It's painful, but it's so worth it. Think of how often our legs are creased. Sitting, creased, sleeping, creased. So here, really exposing the backs of the knees, allowing them to get a whole fresh new openness, and gripping the thigh muscles to the bones, making the legs powerful as they open. Long inhales, long exhales. And then stepping back to our second Adho Mukha Svanasana. And in the second one, we'll refine the lifting of the heels, but we're going to add in the bending of the knees. So really purposefully bend the knees. And when we bend the knees, we take the tension out of the backs of the legs, and we can really start to feel more in the upper back, the shoulder blade area, the back ribs. As we stretch the arms, how can we press the back ribs in so that our chest feels an expansion, so that our ribs underneath our armpits feel that expansion. Exploring that, and with each exhale, pressing the back ribs in. So pumping a little bit. And then releasing, and now we're walking the feet forward. Feet are the width of our mat, toes turned in, heels out. Now look at the feet and use your hands to organize them, to broaden them, to spread the toes apart, to remind the inner arches to lift, the inner ankles to lift, and then holding onto the elbows, finding hanging Uttanasana. Drop the head down completely, let it hang. Press firmly into the feet, penetrating the mat with the firmness of the feet. And grip the kneecaps up, grip the thighs up. Feel the roots of the thighs become firm, alive, alert. The heads of the femur bones coming into the hip sockets. And then bending the knees and slowly, gently rolling back up. Coming to face the long edge of the mat. Finding Tadasana. Rolling the front shoulders back. The arms vibrant, the fingertips stretching to the ground. Feel your steadiness. Observe the breath. Utthita Trikonasana. I'm doing the mirror image of you. Bending the knees and jumping out so that both sides of the body are even. Have beautiful energy extending. Turning the right foot open and really widening the feet apart today. Taking up as much length and broadness and width everywhere that you can. Grip the legs, inhale. Exhaling, reaching first to the right before coming down. Really reaching, 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 reaching. And then placing the hand where it lands. And turning and twisting up to the sky. With the breath, inhabit the full pose. Be everywhere at the same time. Relift the inner arch of the back foot. Squeeze the back inner knee. Grip the front thigh muscle up the leg. Push that front buttock bone, the right buttock bone forward to help us to turn, to twist more and more to the sky. Face relaxed. And then inhaling up and turning to the left-hand side. Keep that nice width that we've got between the feet. Regrip the legs, stretch the arms, inhale. Exhaling, reaching to the left. Really reaching, 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 reaching. And then coming down, placing the webbing of the hand where it lands. All the fingers on the floor. And finding the structure of the pose and beginning to penetrate with our awareness with each breath cycle. Extending our attention everywhere. Keep re-lifting the inner arch of the back foot, the inner ankle, gripping the back inner knee. Gripping the leg muscles up the thigh bones. And with the exhale, push the left buttock bone forward to turn and twist up to the sky. Face completely relaxed. And then inhaling up. Turn the feet back in and place the hands on the hips. Re-lift the inner arches of the feet. Feel underneath your hands, the legs gripping. Push the buttocks forward, elbows back, front shoulders back. Bring the arms in front now. Cross the thumbs. Get a lift. Keep lifting up, keep lifting up. We're going to, with our exhale, turn to the right. Simplified Parsvangasana. Inhale. And exhale, turning to the right. Keeping the feet nice and wide apart. Straightening the legs and screwing the back inner knee tightly. Keep lifting the arms up. Moving the tailbone forward, lifting the pubic bone up. And then exhale, reaching forward, gripping the legs. And then coming down and finding simplified Parsvangasana. Broaden the shoulders away from the ears, re-grip the legs. Have a full, smooth and even breath. And then crossing the thumbs, inhaling, lift. Turn back through the middle. Check the width of the feet, lift the inner arches, re-stretch the arms. And exhale and turning to the left. Keep the arms lifted. Straighten the legs, grip. Move the coccyx forward, lift the pubic bone up with the arms. Inhale. And exhale, reaching forward. As if there's something right in front of you that you want to touch, but you can't. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. And then coming down, simplified Parsvangasana. Look at your legs, check their strength. Grip the femur bones with the thigh muscles, having alertness there. And keep rolling the shoulders away from the ears. And preparing to lift back up. Inhale, really get the verticalness, the stretching of the waist. Turn back to face the long edge of the mat. And exhale, hands to the hips. Check your feet, check the inner ankles lifting, check the gripping of the legs, elbows back, front shoulders back. Inhale. And exhale, coming forward. Fingertips on the floor underneath the shoulders. You can widen the feet. Inhale, looking up. As we look up, try to arch the back, to dig those back ribs in, and to grip the legs up. And then exhaling forward. Look at your forearms. Could you make them more perpendicular to the ground? Look at your upper arms and your elbows. Could you make them more parallel towards each other? And what about the shoulders? Are they hunching up to the ears? Could you lift the trapezius muscles up and feel the neck elongating and hanging more freely? Long, deep inhales, long, deep exhales, sending with the breath your attention everywhere. Gently adjusting, enlivening, bringing the body into awakeness. Bringing the mind into the noticing. And then pressing into the hands, looking up. Re-grip the legs, place the hands on the hips, and inhaling up. Turn the heels in, the toes in, the heels in, the toes in, and releasing. Coming to sit at the front of our mats, half Virasana. So moving that calf back and out. If we need supports, go ahead and put them underneath the buttocks here. And coming down to half Supta Virasana. Crossing the thumbs, stretching the arms back. Make sure that the inhale is long and full and matched by the fullness of the exhalation. And as we exhale, make sure that we don't bend the elbows and relax. Finding the purpose of the exhalation, the softening, in a different way. The body still stays vibrant, but we use the exhale in a stream to relax the nervine system, to relax the inner body, to become parasympathetic. And now we're going to come up gently, making our way back up. And as we release the foot, we're going to press into our hands, lift our hips, and come and stretch out the front of the foot there. That's it, stretch into all of those little muscles there. And releasing. Changing sides, left leg into Virasana, making sure to move the calf out of the way, and coming down to half Supta Virasana. If you can't come down all the way, just come down as best as you can. Bring the arms up, cross the thumbs, and stretch the arms back. And dare yourself to go into that opening, to visualize the length and freedom that's coming here. Deep, full inhalations and exhalations. Keep pulling the hands back. And then exhale and releasing, making our way back up. And as we come out, we're lifting our hips up and we're pausing here, just stretching out the front of the foot, the front metatarsals. Pressing into that. And one, and releasing. Here we are, going to take a block and we're going to use a wall. So you don't actually have to move your mat. You just find a wall in your room and take a block and put it arm's distance away from the wall. Marichyasana breathes, seated twists with a really beautiful accentuation on lengthening the spine, lengthening that vertical line of energy that we tuned into right at the beginning of practice. So left leg out, turning and twisting to the right. Inhale the left arm up. And then reach across and find the outside edge of that leg. Find the breath again, it tends to get constricted. Re-lengthen it. Now press both sit bones down. The left sit bone loves to lift up to accommodate the twist to the right. Press it back down. Feel them sharp on the block. Feel the anal mouth between the sit bones, the perineum area. And with your inhale, lengthen from the perineum to the pubic bone to the belly button to the solar plexus through the sternum to the collarbone. Feel that length coming and twist around that new length. And releasing, changing sides. Widening the sit bones, turning to the left. And exhale. Long, deep inhale, long, deep exhale. Now, first of all, find both of your sit bones. Visualize them as sharp and feel equal pressure from both sit bones, pressing down to the block. Now, create that awareness with each inhale of lengthening the line from the anal mouth, the perineum area, up through the pubic bone, the belly button, up through the solar plexus, up through the sternum, up to the middle of the collarbones, and turning and twisting around that. And two, keep twisting, and one, exhaling, and releasing. You can feel how fantastic that feels. Okay, bringing the block back, taking a strap now, and coming to lie down on our backs for Supta Parangusthasana 1, lateral and Parivrita. So starting from Supta Tadasana, lining the feet up, tuning in again with that evenness, bending the right knee, Supta Parangusthasana 1. Keep rolling that left thigh in and pressing the heel down, anchoring the pose. Bring this right leg closer and closer. Gripping the leg muscles around the thigh bones. Deep, long inhales, deep, long exhales. Feel the armpits opening. And now the right hand holds the strap as close as possible to the foot. Bring the leg towards us and out to the right, towards us and out to the right, towards us and out to the right. As high as possible, the foot in line with the shoulder. Now re-grip the muscles around the thigh bones. And stretch that left arm to the side, helping to broaden the chest. Long inhalations, long exhalations. And then bring the leg back up, changing hands. So now the left hand will hold the strap as close to the foot as possible. Bring that right leg towards you and across, towards you and across, towards you and across. The foot as high as possible, as in line with the shoulder as possible. Right arm extended to the side. And with each exhale, turning and twisting to the right. The whole trunk twisting to the right. And then bringing the leg back up and releasing, refinding Supta Tadasana. Making sure that we're in the middle of the mat. Shoulders rolling back. And now bending the left knee. Loop around the foot. Supta Parabhusthasana 1 on the left hand side. Re-roll that right thigh in and press the right heel down. Grip the leg muscles around the bones. Draw that left leg closer and closer. Pushing the front thigh to the bone. The legs feeling really firm and sharp and contracted. The stretchingness coming from that contraction. With each inhale, stretch those arms and lift the side ribs off the lungs. Feel the armpits open. And now bring the leg back up. Left hand holds the strap. Coming to lateral Supta Parabhusthasana. Bringing the leg towards us and down until the elbow is on the floor. The foot is in line with the left shoulder. Right arm out to the side. Now re-grip the legs. Contract those muscles around the leg bones. Deep breaths. Feeling those from outside, from inside. And then bring the leg back up. Parivrita Supta Parabhusthasana. Right hand holds the strap. Bringing the leg towards us and across to the right. As much as possible, keeping the foot in line with the shoulder. Stretch the left arm. And with each exhale, turn and twist the abdomen, the lungs, away from that leg, down the length of the left arm. Over and over again. Few more breath cycles. And then bring the leg back up. And releasing. Both knees to the chest. Dvipada Supta Bhavanmuktasana. See how much we're alert now. Immediately we're tuning in to details, to sensitivity, automatically almost lining ourselves up. And we're now going to come for Savasana. So I'm just going to get a little blanket here for my neck and head. So I'm going to turn this way. There we go. widening the feet the width of the mat, making sure the buttocks are moving towards the heels so the lower back is connected to the earth. Lifting each shoulder blade up and rolling the front of the shoulder back so you can tuck that shoulder blade up and then extending the arm diagonally away. Doing the same with the other side. If anything feels uncomfortable, definitely correct it now so that in Savasana it won't be a niggling thought taking you away from the beauty of complete release. Inhaling and exhaling. And when it feels right, gently closing the eyelids and entering Savasana. With an exhale, completely relax the forehead, the temples. The cheeks, the tongue. Feel the outer ears dissolving. And draw the inner ears in towards each other. Allow the softness to trickle down the neck and down the throat. And on the next exhale, completely relax the shoulders. Letting them fall to the earth, letting them be supported by the earth. Feel the arms becoming more passive, the hands, the fingers. Everything is resting. And now with an exhale, completely relax the hips, the buttocks, the thighs. Relax the knees, the calves, the ankles. And feel the heels becoming heavy and the feet becoming soft. And with an exhale, completely relax the belly button so that it's flowing and melting towards the ground. And with an exhale, completely relax the diaphragm, the solar plexus. Loka samastaha sukhinho bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May the universe know love, may the universe know peace. May we help all those that we come into contact with to feel the same. Om, peace, peace, peace. And when you feel ready, with soft, smooth breath, gently rolling over to the right hand side of the body. Feeling the re-emergence from these depths with a sense of connection, no disruption. And then slowly using the hands to push ourselves back up. Hand on the sternum plate, the spiritual heart, and just ending with a burst of gratefulness. As if with each thought of something that you're grateful for, it's flooding light out of your hands into your heart, into the cells, into the nucleus of the cells, into the energetic system. And then gently releasing the hands and opening the eyes. And welcome back. Our practice is complete. And we should be feeling more balanced, having gone through the lethargy of just even getting on the mat and bringing vibrancy and lift and really settling down. I hope the rest of your day continues in that vein of balance, and I hope that we practice again together soon. Namaste.